what's going on? So today I am doing my beef tenderloin French dips, and we're gonna do some nice onion straws on top, things like that, some Gruyere cheese, Au Jus, all that other good stuff, and we're gonna make a damn good French dip. So one of my favorite dinners, same with my family's, love it. This is actually my son's pick for the day. So, sorry, I had my wrong drink. So first off, let's get together our onion and get it into some buttermilk. So, let's be real here. When the hell do you ever need to have a bunch of buttermilk in your fridge? You don't. So, we're just gonna make our own. Super simple. Cup of milk per tablespoon of acid. So I use vinegar. If you're using chicken, it's good. You can use lemon. Lemon juice works the same way. Plus it gives it, you know, a little something, something. So we got a cup of milk here. I use whole. You can use up to 2%. I wouldn't use that thin stuff, you know what I mean? And we got our tablespoon in there. Where is it? There it is. So I'm just gonna give this a spin. Make sure she's around. Let it sit for 10 minutes. You'll notice it will start coagulating. You know, you'll get that scum on top. Ta-da! Buttermilk, boys and girls. So what we're gonna do with our onion is we're gonna take this guy here. We're going to cut it in half. Get her ready to go. Maybe, there we go. And we're just gonna go super thin. I wanna keep them half moon, so they'll kind of curl, they'll kind of, you know, all that other good stuff. So, but we are going to slice them crazy thin. You can use a mandolin if you want. I mean, if I was gonna do a whole bunch of them, I'd be all over that, but otherwise, you know, your knife's gonna work just fine. You want them nice and thin. They're gonna get, oh, got a slider there. They're gonna get nice and moist and soft in the buttermilk. Just like so. That's what I'm talking about. So we're gonna do these up, like a good pile of them on my sandwich. This adds awesome. I mean, you can just use regular onion on them, or you could just use nothing if you want to go straight up French dip. But I'm telling you, this adds a just a great little crispiness. We're just going to do a slight little seasoned dredge flour and all that other good stuff. Just like so. So get them broken up a bit here. Let them separate, just like that. And these are gonna, oh man, I'm crying, guys. I'm so excited about tonight's dinner, I'm getting the feels. Just like that. So I'm gonna toss these in a bowl. If I could see. Saddest story I ever heard. Just like that. So now, while we're letting our milk turn into buttermilk, let's get our meat ready. All right, so, I don't know if you remember my video when I was butchering up all that meat for the filet mignon. This is what we had left over, remember? We have our medallions that I cut out, which I was gonna make, but it never happened. And then I have my, you know, my leftover cuts, things, most of them are cleaned off. I notice I do have one little chunk of cud right here. I'm gonna cut him off. But otherwise, I already had cleaned them up before I put them away. So, you know, while I'm thinking about it, otherwise it's gonna annoy the shit out of me, or I'll forget to do it. We're just gonna get rid of that and that. All right, so I'm making what, 4 sandwiches. So, I mean, I know it seems like a lot, but I am not going to take some out and refreeze it again, you know, and, you know, whoever tells you that that's too much beef tenderloin, they're your enemy. So walk away. So what I'm going to do simple with this is we're just going to keep this nice and beefy, nice and true to form. And we are going to hit it. I'm actually going to cook all this in an iron on a rack. So that way I collect all the drippings from it as well to make our au jus out of. So I'm going to just hit it with some salt and some coarse cracked black pepper. Woo, tongue twister. Oh shit, you know what? Forgot. Here, let's salt bay it. Boom. Make sure it's all in there. These little pieces I'm not worried too much, but hey, if you can flip them, flip them. It's a great way to use leftover because, you know, you wouldn't be very happy with yourself if you just straight up sliced the beef tenderloin up just to make French dips, you know what I mean? But this is leftovers. This is cutoffs. This is extra. We're gonna make magic out of it. More salt. Just like that. I ain't gonna salt bay this shit this time. I already did it once. Your turn, salt bay. Top it. All right. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I could be pepper bay. There we go. Just gonna set them guys right over here. And now, see our milk? See how nice and thick and ugly it's got? We're just gonna do this. And that's that. Make sure it's all coated. Make sure it's all covered. And we are gonna pull directly from the buttermilk into the dredge. We'll be good to go. So we're gonna let that sit for about an hour. Let it work, let it do its job. I'm going to let our meat come up to temp out here. Because I don't want it to cook evenly. You know, I don't want to sear it off. I don't want to do all that stuff because of what we're doing here. Sorry. We're just going to basically just roast it in some smoke. We'll roast it on the grill. We'll make some au jus. We're going to slice it up nice. We're going to toast up some nice hoagies. Melt some Gruyere on it and top it with our onion straws and dig in. So that's about it. We're gonna let this sit for about an hour. We're gonna let them sit out and warm up. All right, let's build our base for our au jus. This is what we got. Grab 2 cloves of garlic. So first, we're gonna take a 1.5 cups of beef stock. I'm gonna put it right in this pan here because I'm gonna put my rack over the top. So all that juice drips in there from our meat. Plus it'll get some smoke too, you know what I mean? Then we'll take our garlic. And we'll just do a nice little mince on this. We're gonna strain it, so you don't have to worry about it, but I just find when you break garlic down better, it just seems to penetrate what you're using it for, you know? So we're just gonna do a little mince on this. Tuck those nuts, boys and girls. soap. In the pool. Now we're going to take some onion. Only going to use half of this little guy. And we're going to mince it. Ooh, got away from me. Just like that. And again, in the pool. And then we're going to do 2 teaspoons of thyme. If you're lucky enough to find the fresh stuff in the end of the world here, use it. If not, this freeze-dried stuff works pretty good. So we're going to do 2 of those in the pool. And then we're going to do a teaspoon of Worcestershire, just like that. No need for salt. That'll drip off the meat, as well as, you know, the stock has salt in it. That's not low sodium or any of that bullshit. I don't use that. So that's it. So we're gonna let that go. We're gonna put our rack right on over to the top like this. Like so. And I'll put my meat up here. We'll roast it and everything will drip in. We'll make our au jus out of that. So we're gonna make our dredge for our onion straws now. We have just a cup of flour here. And we're going to add a little salt. I don't know, heavy teaspoon, something like that. Again with the pepper. And about 2 teaspoons, oh, that's the wrong thing, hold on. 2 tablespoons, that would hurt. 2 teaspoons of cayenne. Give her some color and a little love and a little pep in its step. Now, just gonna mix that up. My whisk is wet. Use a fork. There we go. And just like that, there's our dredge. So. All right, guys, let's light the smoke fire. We are going to do, I don't know, 325 probably. So we want to roast it. We want, you know, we want that outside to dry out nicely. We want it to get a little color to it. It's tenderloin, you know, I ain't gonna slow smoke it, nothing like that. Those little chunks of meat, you know, we just want to know it was cooked over something resembling wood, you know what I'm saying? So let's do this. I should have pellet, yeah. Got oak in there, CharHickory, of course. So we are gonna go to, what did I say, 325? You know what, we're gonna go 350, why not? And that's it, we're gonna let that heat up. Our onions are just about ready. Those can actually, you know, you can start your meat a little bit earlier because we want those around an hour. So we're not going to cook our onion straws until we are just about ready to pull the meat. Then we can cook the straws so they're still nice and hot, nice and crispy when you drop them on the sandwiches, things like that. So you can give yourself a little bit of time. So I'm gonna let this heat up, and we'll be back. 350. Cooked meat. This is what I got. I'm just gonna put it right there, like so. That's it. So I'm gonna let it soak up some of that smoke, cook up. We'll slice them up. All right, guys, we're looking pretty good here. Check it out. Probably mid 120s, something like that. So what we're gonna do, we're going for the knockout now, man. This is how we're gonna infuse some serious beef flavor. We're gonna let these guys finish in our Au Jus. Just like that. They all get in there. All the kids in the pool. Just like so. Let them pull some of that flavor in. Let some of that flavor from the meat come off of them. Let some of that salt we dusted it with come off of them. And it's just gonna add some serious complexity to that jus, man. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. So I'm gonna close that up. Let those guys probably go for another, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes at the most. I don't want them overdone. I mean, it is tenderloin, so it is a bit forgiving, honestly, especially when you're going to slice it. But I'm going to let them go for about 5 minutes, and we're going to pull them off. Get our onions going. In about 5 minutes, we are going to kill it. Just like that. Look at that beautifulness right there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, we're gonna let that cool down. We're gonna get this in there. Let's get our onions on. I have our hoagies topped with some Gruyere. And those are toasted off in the oven. Figured it'd be just simple since I'm running back and forth. I got two things going on. Instead of tossing them out here, I just got them going on in there. Just gonna melt. Got the bottoms face down, so they'll toast up a little bit. It'll hold our meat, hold that liquid. I like the top soft. I know you should use, baguette typically and stuff like that, but we just don't like it like that. So I like a nice soft sandwich, a little toasty to it, a little dunk, and it just all melts together and just deliciousness. So, all right, let's go in. Let's do our onions. Got our oil here. Did a batch. Look at them. Oh man, they're gonna be good. So we're about 375. And what we're gonna do here, I got some in the flour here. Knock them off. Drop them in and just kind of push them around a little bit. Separate them, They don't take long, so don't walk away. And then over here, let me give you a little better view here. So we're gonna take some more from buttermilk, drop them right on in, like so. There ain't a whole lot left, so I'm just gonna drop them all in the flour there. While those are frying, and toss them around. Get a nice coat on them. Like that. And let me grab my Trusty Dusty here. Make sure they get a little brown and crispy. Just like that. Look at that. Put them in a paper towel. Let that grease drain off of them. I don't do much frying. I usually air fry anything. I mean, I love my French fries. I'd be about 400 pounds if I didn't love my air fryer so much. So, but some things you just got to, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna get them in there. Try to break them up. Like so. All right, I got one more batch to do. I'm gonna bang these out. All right, we got our onions done. This is what we got here. There's our meat, ready to get sliced up. Here's our au jus. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna strain that out. I mean, you could have added a little bit of like a roux. Theory, stop it. Or something like that. Shit, I missed. But, you know, that's it. It just depends on if you like the thick au jus or not, you know? So, we're just going to pull that flavor out of there. Try not to make a mess like I did. Overshot it. We grab a paper towel. Just like that. Nice, deep, rich jus. And perfect. Season that board up with that, you know. So now, real quick with our meat, I am just going to do some quick slices on it, man. So start off. First, just let me show you something here. Look at that. Barely even a pull, man. So we are going to just go like that. You can slice them thin, thick, whatever floats your boat. You do you, you know? I like a nice thin, because then I get a whole bunch of meat. Try to work with this a little quick so everything doesn't cool down too much. I like to slice them long ways, especially off these medallions. Ain't gonna worry about them smaller ones. I'll just do a quick rough slice through those. Look at that. Oh man, that's some good stuff there, guys. And just to blaze through some of these small ones, you know what I mean? Don't have to worry about them too much. Try to keep them somewhat consistent. We're gonna toss them in so you get a little mix of everything anyway, you know? Yes, I wash my hands. Just like that. So now we got all of our meat. This is what we got. Let's just do a quick build, just so you can see what I'm talking about here. We got a nice toasty bottom. It's gonna hold up to all that. we got a nice Gruyere top, all melted. Fantastic. Mix some of this up so we get a good blend. And this is all I'm gonna do, man. Don't be scared. We want meat. Just like so. That's how I'm gonna roll on that guy right there. And then we are going to take our beautiful crispy onion straws, Cajun. We're gonna drop some on there, like so. Hey, how about a couple more, eh? About a few more. Just like that. Give her a little love on a bias. And keep it honest. Just like that, guys. And we be dipping. All right, that's all I got.